That dramatic trial that we've been covering of the woman charged with the brutal murder of her ex-boyfriend after he broke up with her. Well, a shocking phone call that she made the day after his body was found was revealed in court yesterday. We'll talk to Dan and Nancy live in just a moment about the case. But first, here's ABC's Ryan Owens with the latest on the story.
Detective Steve Flores, just got a message that you needed to talk to me about something.
Most accused killers do not reach out to the police.
I just wanted to offer any assistance that I might have.
But then Jodi Arias is not most accused killers.
We dated for like 5 months, and we broke up, and we continue actually to see each other.
You're listening to a conversation between Jodi and the lead detective trying to solve the murder of her ex-boyfriend, Travis Alexander. The conversation happened the day after his body was found in the shower of his Mesa, Arizona bedroom in June 2008.
That was around April that you last saw him, right? You haven't been back in town since then?
No, I haven't at all.
Jodi now admits that was a lie. Not only was she in his house that night, she killed him, she says in self-defense.
Oh, holy night.
The soft-spoken woman who won the Jailhouse Christmas caroling competition wiped away tears as prosecutors showed the jury gruesome photos of Travis's body. They say she stabbed him 27 times, slit his throat, and shot him in the head in a jealous rage. Jodi's attorneys argue Travis Alexander, a devout Mormon, was actually a sexual deviant who controlled her.
Do you remember seeing an email from Mr. Alexander to Miss Arias where he provides her a picture of the French maid outfit that he would like her to don when she cleans his apartment, or his home, excuse me?
The jury also got a look inside Travis's washing machine, where detectives found a digital camera. On the memory card, pictures of Travis seconds before he was killed. And after the camera was dropped, a shot of Jodi Arias dragging his bloody body.
A friend of ours was dead in his bedroom. We hadn't heard from him for a while.
Police also released the 911 tape from the day Travis's friends discovered his body. They already had a suspect in mind.
He has an ex-girlfriend that's been bothering him and following him and slashing tires and things like that. And do you know the ex-girlfriend's name? Her name is Jodi.
For Good Morning America, Ryan Owens, ABC News, Phoenix.
And let's get more on this now from our GMA legal analyst Dan Abrams, along with Nancy Grace. Nancy's going to be covering the trial in a 1-hour special, Nancy Grace Mysteries, tonight on HLN. And Nancy, let me begin with you. It's hard to imagine, knowing what we know now, more devastating evidence than that phone call that Jodi had made.
Well, you're right, but we are going to have more devastating evidence. The state left off with a fingerprint expert on the stand, and what she really is a crime scene tech, to boil it down. So she's going to lay out all the physical evidence in that she is protecting the chain of custody, and she's going to give an overview of all the fingerprints that they found. And when I hear that the defense is trying to bring up, he asked her to wear a French maid outfit, please. If that was a crime, about 50% of American men would be behind bars right now. So you get the French maid outfit and you get the crime scene photos. And, you know, it is laughable. I agree with you. But I've got to tell you, I've prosecuted a lot of homicides, including mass murder. And when I look at these crime scene photos, it actually made me sick to my stomach, because this guy has a mother somewhere, and she is seeing pictures of her little boy, now grown, dead, slumped over in a shower. And it's disgusting.
And you see the photos, you also hear her voice calmly lying to detectives.
Here's the problem. You've got her on audio tape, right? First saying that she wasn't there at all, talking to the detective, trying to be helpful, supposedly. Then shortly thereafter, you have her on videotape lying in a different story, this time saying, well, yeah, okay, I was there, but there were intruders. So it's not just notes of a detective saying, here's what she said the first time. You have her on audio tape the first time telling one story. You have her on videotape telling a different story. And now you have her lawyer in court arguing something completely different.
Well, how about that point? Yeah, but also that point that Nancy brings up, her lawyer in court also laying out a lot of accusations against the victim.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're trying to effectively put the victim on trial here. And to suggest that because he wrote racy emails, because he said things about her in certain emails, that means that he was controlling her, and therefore that it was self-defense. That's the problem that they have. So you have these emails. Where's the connection to self-defense? This is, as I've said from the beginning, an effort to get a lesser conviction in this case. I think the defense attorneys know that she's going to get convicted. The question is just, what is she going to get convicted
One of the other things we're seeing, Nancy, is perhaps the accused sort of playing to the jury. She's gotten quite emotional at times as well.
Oh, please. Yeah, I know. And this is the thing. As Dan was saying, he's correct on this point. She's on audio, she's on video, which I might add was either Inside Edition or 48 Hours. That's some of the video when she comes up with this crazy story that Travis Alexander was attacked by a man and a woman all dressed in black. That's her second story. But she never cried during any of that. So Miss Sob Sister turns it on when the jury is there. And I'll tell you what's getting me upset, other than what this victim lived through, is that the self-defense theory is coming up and the battered women syndrome. I have represented battered women while working at a battered women center. And the reality is that she is claiming that he was verbally abusive. You know what? The old adage, sticks and stones, that's not going to work. The first time we hear of any physical abuse claimed by her is the incident where she slashes him, a smiley face slash from ear to ear, ironically leaving a smile as his throat is cut open. Sticks and stones, it's not going to work on this jury. I'm just telling you guys right now.
And you've said before, Dan, her attorneys probably wouldn't want her to take the stand, but Nancy has said that perhaps she'll want to anyway.
It just depends on how serious they are about the self-defense claim, right? I mean, if this was a real self-defense case, I think she would...
They better be serious.
Well, look, but I think, again, I've said that I think that this is simply an effort to get a lesser conviction here. I don't think that they actually think there's a shot that they're going to get an acquittal here. This, to me, is purely and entirely an effort to get a second-degree murder conviction. And as a result, if that's the case, then maybe you don't have her take the stand.
Okay, Dan Abrams, Nancy Grace, thanks very much.